You see what happened? That was a man, I think he is either 68 or 78-year-old professor, right? He spent so many years in Canada and he came back to Nigeria without a wife. He never married, he doesn't have a child, he doesn't have money, no house, no property, no nothing. And from that video, you can even see that somehow it looks like he's not even mentally okay again. So he just came back to Nigeria empty handed after his sojourn in Canada. A professor. A professor. I don't know the full story and how accurate that story is, so I'm going to put the word that is trending in Nigeria now, which is allegedly. So now, but I want to use it to point out something important for you now. In life, there are benchmarks, right? And once you notice that you are missing a benchmark, you should be alarmed. You should fight back to get into line, right? In life, by 2 years, a child is supposed to be walking, right? If your child is not walking by 2 years, you should be alarmed, right? Don't say, no, everybody's timeline is different from the timeline is that. You should be alarmed. You should start going to hospitals, consulting professionals to know why the child is not walking. Me as a native doctor, we have ways to make a child walk, all right? Except there's something else that is beyond. But there are ways we use to get a child to walk. 2 weeks to 2 months, the child should be able to walk. Except, but if by 10 years your child can't do basic math, there's a problem, right? If your child passes 16 years and hasn't experienced puberty, there's a problem, right? You have to start fighting to know what is the problem and address it on time. If you're crossing age 30 as a woman and you're not married, in fact, from age 28, you should be alarmed, right? Stop saying, I don't need a man, I don't need a man. I can replace a man with 7 cats. I just need 7 cats and the fluffy waterproof. That's what I'm going to leave. I need Birkin bags. I need this, that. I don't need a man. Bro. Watch your side though. As we say in Nigeria, If you're 28 as a woman, you've not married. You have to do some introspection, right? What is it? Why am I not able to marry? Even crippled women marry. Even dwarfs. They marry full, sized humans, men. So what is it? Is there something wrong? Am I in the wrong location? Sometimes it's just the wrong location. Sometimes you have the wrong attitude. You need to start calling your exes. I said it last year and the woman did it and she has wedded. She wedded in January and she called me and said that you are the reason I wedded. So what she did was, she got a list of her exes, 5 to 10 of them, and started calling them. I said, no, look, I know we have separated, right? But can you honestly tell me why we separated? What was the reason why you did not marry me? Tell me the real reason so I can address it in case I'm going into a new relationship. And she said out of the 7, that 4 gave her reason, and all their reasons rhymed. She was a stubborn person. She's difficult to deal with. She believes she knows everything. And this is something she would not have known personally. She might think that the way she's behaving is the way every other woman behaves in the relationship. You get what I'm saying? As a man, if you're crossing 35, if you're crossing 30 and you're still in your mother's house, there's a problem. 30 is even too much. If you're 25 as a man, you still in your mama's house. By 22 you would have graduated university, right? 23 you have done your NYSC. 24 you've got a job, right? 25 you should be ready to start moving out. So once you're passing 25, 26 and you still in mama house, they chop mama food. My mother said, my father said, and my mother, there's a problem. You are missing the mark, right? You're not hitting your benchmark, you're not hitting your target. So you have to start working. What is it that others are doing I'm not doing? You ask for help. Most people, they don't ask for help. If a rich man is in trouble today, 2 a.m. I was watching a video by one of the senators in Nigeria saying that the current Senate president came to his hotel room by 2 a.m. at night asking for his support. 2 a.m. When rich people have problems, they go around asking for help from their fellow rich people. But when it is a poor person, you believe you know everything. If you ask for help now, it will reduce your steez. If I just say that I need money now, it will reduce my steez. You have to ask for help. as many people as possible. Call, open your contact book, just a call people. Sit down like this, just a call. I have problem. You know, there was a person I went to visit last year, and um, he's not the wife couldn't get pregnant for 6 years. They don't have a child. You know, so when I visited, he casually mentioned it. I said, "Look, I'm a native doctor. What is the problem? Bring the woman." The wife came out. I said, what's the madam? What's the problem? You know, eventually, I went down to business the next day, and now she's almost 6 months pregnant. And this is something they have tried all medical means. Turns out that it's something we can do on the. It's not all types of barrenness. Let me put it that way. Infertility that can be treated herbally, but the majority of them can be tackled herbally. You know, she did my herbal program 3 months. She don't get belly. If not that her husband mentioned it that day, this would have been their 7th year of no child. And the more the years are counted, the more frustration. Before you know it, the man will want to break. You get? So at the end of the day, you should be able to voice out when you know that you're not hitting a certain mark. There are women that the only time they start aggressively looking for husband is when they have crossed 40. It's too late. You should have started when you're 25, 26, 27. Once you're crossing 28, no husband, you should be alarmed. All that career, I want to become a PhD, twin PhD in University of Massachusetts, all those ones are secondary. I'm telling you, your best career move is the person you marry. As a man, if you marry the right woman, there's no amount of success you will not see in life. You understand? And you are getting that success knowing that if something happens to you, the woman is behind, is by your side, right? If you have stroke tomorrow, if you have accident, your wife did. There is the kind of confidence they give. I'm telling you. As a woman, your best career decision is the man you marry. If you marry the right guy, he's going to support you. You get to the apex of your career. You understand? Ignoring relationship life and focusing too much on career is devastating. Go and check the women that have done it. It's wrecking. You understand? So once you are now crossing a certain age, you see that there is an age you are supposed to have your own house. Once you enter your 40s, you're touching 45. Where are you going to retire into? You need to have a place that by 70, 65, if you say you're no longer doing work, you want to go and relax, there has to be a place you put your head. There are certain standards you're supposed to meet up at certain ages. If you don't, you have to fight on time. If you don't fight on time, it's going to be worse. And this is the problem with most feminists, because you dated one or two guys and they treated you bad, or the relationship ended badly. You just conclude that men are this, all men are that. I don't need a man. Then some will even go and carry another woman. They want to marry a woman. I don't need a man. All I need is a cat. Before you know it, you don't buy cat, female cat. Oh fluffy. Before you know it, female cat need to get belly. They don't breed, don't buy male cat. Now they don't born 12 cats. Before you know it, the house don't turn to cat rearing community of feminism. I'm telling you. You know, there are times that you need to know that almost water on the pass Gario. You know, you hustle, make sure you meet up. If you can't, you just reach out to your peers and say what is wrong. You know, some people need to travel out. I'm telling you. I don't support relocation, but there are some situations you'll be in. Traveling out is just the thing that is gonna rescue you and your family. You just did the rot, your country, and your country are rotting away. You will not start calling your friends, classmates, people that have traveled and say, what's the way forward? How can I come over? Before you make 10 different, 15 different calls to different people, one person will give you the shock connect. The problem is you're not calling enough people. You just speak to two people, you conclude that the whole world doesn't want you to. How many people have you spoken to about your problem? How many? You know, my friend's son was born with what do you call it? A problem in the head. That thing that causes the head of a child to grow big. I don't want to butcher the name. So he went to 8 hospitals. It was the 8th one, because that time the head of the child was not growing that big. It was the 8th one that properly, correctly diagnosed the issue and treated the child. Now, if he had stopped at the 7th, the child would have unalived. I'm telling you. How many people have you reached out to say, okay, how do I meet up? Make sure you follow.